Hi there, and thanks for tuning in. Today's notes are going to be 2.3, Solving Inequalities Using Multiplication and Division. Again, very similar to when we learned how to solve equations using multiplication and division. There's just one new thing that we're going to be learning today. Today's notes are going to have 9 things to write down, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we want to make sure we review is the multiplication and division properties of inequalities when c is greater than 0. So anytime you multiply or divide each side of an inequality by the same positive number, it produces an equivalent inequality. So anytime you multiply maybe both sides by 2, you're still going to have the same type of inequality here. Oops. Let's go ahead and take time now to pause the video so you can write down number 1 in your notes, and once you're done, click play so you can see how it is done. So these we're just going to show how to solve them. In letter A, it shows we are dividing, so we're going to multiply both sides by 8 to solve. Because I'm multiplying by a positive number, my inequality symbol is going to stay the same. So I'm going to have x is greater than negative 40. And again, when you are graphing, we have an open circle pointing to the right. Letter B, we're also dividing by a positive number this time. I get negative 8 is greater than or equal to x, and because I divided by a positive number, my inequality symbol doesn't change. I'm just going to rewrite it so that x is on the left side. So I'll have x is less than or equal to negative 8. So with that one, I'll have my graph a closed circle pointing to the left. Okay? So let's go ahead and try these 4 in your notes. This is questions 2 through 5. Let's go ahead and pause the video now so you can try this one on your own. And once you're done, click play to check your work. Alright, so number 2, we're going to multiply by 7 on both sides. So we'll have n is greater than or equal to negative 7. On our number line, we'll have negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, a closed circle pointing right. For number 3, we're dividing both sides by negative 15. And this one I actually have not taught you about yet, but I'm going to show you that real quick. So I'm going to actually pause number 3 and come back to it. Number 4, you're just dividing by 4 to find your answer. So b is greater than or equal to 9. So on your number line for number 4, 8, 9, 10, we have a closed circle pointing right. And then for number 5, we're dividing by 1.5 on both sides. So you could just take your calculator for that one. 18 divided by 1.5 is going to give you 12, so keep that a negative 12. Pen is just messing up all today. So negative 12 is greater than q, but I'm going to rewrite that as q is less than negative 12, so that when we graph it, I have negative 13, negative 12, negative 11, an open circle pointing left. Okay, let's go back to number 3 really quickly. So this one is a little bit different because you're dividing by a negative number. And we're going to write this down on the next page, but anytime you divide or multiply by a negative number, you're going to have to switch the inequality symbol. So that means instead of greater than or equal to, it's going to switch to less than or equal to, and then you just still divide 6.4 by 15, and you get 0.426 repeating, so 0.42, I'm going to do a repetition sign over the 6, okay? I'm going to rewrite this one as w is greater than or equal to 0.426 repeating, so that when you have it on here for your number line, my pen again. Oh, it's hilarious. Sorry guys. You're going to have a closed circle pointing to the right. Okay? So that'll be the next thing we write down. When we multiply and divide by properties that are less than 0. When multiplying or dividing each side of an inequality by the same negative number, the direction of the inequality symbol must be reversed to produce an equivalent inequality. So anytime we multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to reverse our symbol. Let's go ahead and take time now to pause the video here so that you can copy this down for number 5, and once you're done, click play to see how it's done. Alright, so for letter A, we're going to have to multiply both sides by -3. And notice that there's a negative number with the inequality symbol. I always look for that negative number with the inequality symbol. So that means I know I need to switch this symbol to be greater than. So now I'll just solve like normal. -3 times 2 is -6. And then these 3's cancel out, so I'm left with on the right side is y. Okay, I would rewrite this so that it's easier to graph. So now I'm going to have y is less than -6. So open circle pointing left. For letter B, if I divide both sides by -7, again, I have a negative number, so I need to reverse my symbol to be greater than or equal to. So y is actually greater than or equal to +5. Again, on my graph, I have 4, 5, 6, and closed circle pointing right. Okay, so look for the negative number with inequality symbol, and that just means you need to switch it. Okay, here's some that you're going to try by yourself. So we're going to pause the video here, and once you're done, click play to check your work. So number 6, you're multiplying by -4. Since I multiply by -4, I'm going to switch my less than symbol to greater than. So I'm going to have p is greater than -28. So on my graph, I'll have -29, -28, -27, and that is an open circle pointing to the right. For number 7, I multiplied by -5 on both sides. Again, since there is a negative number that I'm multiplying by, I have to switch my inequality symbol to be greater than or equal to. So x is greater than or equal to +25. Got my 24, 25, 26, and that's a closed circle pointing to the right. For numbers 8 and 9, I'm dividing by negatives. So once again, I'm going to switch it from greater than to be less than. So m is less than -7. So -8, -7, -6, open circle pointing left. And then number 9, again, dividing by a -2. So switching that symbol to be less than or equal to. So I'll have r is less than or equal to +11. And with that one, I'll have 10, 11, 12, closed circle pointing left. Okay, that's all we have for notes for today, so just make sure you have those 9 things written down, and just be careful whenever you're multiplying or dividing by negative numbers. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.